हरी हरी वसुंधरा पे नीला नीला ये गगन ला 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 कि जिस पे बादलों की पालकी उड़ा रहा पवन ला 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 दिशाएं देखो रंग भरी चमक रही उमंग भरी ये किसने पहाड़ों पे किया श्रृंगार है Hello, hello, hello! Hello, children! Would you like to listen to a story? Yes? So let me read you one. Today, I'm going to read aloud the story The Grass Seeker, written by Udalak Gupta. Photographs by Ruhani Kaur. And the story is published on Storyweaver by Pratham Books. So here it goes. Every year, when the snow starts to melt, 67-year-old Gaddi shepherd, Room Singh, packs a few of his essentials. Food to last him for 3 to 4 months, 40 kgs of salt for his animals, pots and pans, a worn-out radio, medicines, a torch and solar lantern, and an old rifle to scare bears away. Rounding up his flock of about 300 goats and sheep, he bids farewell to his wife Hitmani Devi, his family, and his village Shia in the Garsa Valley of Himachal Pradesh, and sets off. Grass, juicy blades of grass high up on the hill slopes, fed by meltwater streams and clean mountain air that his flock loves to graze on. That is why Room Singh goes looking for when summer reaches the valley. For hundreds of years, nomadic Gaddis have responded to the changing seasons, heading up in summer and turning back from the high grasslands before the freezing winter. For the last 40 years, Room Singh has followed in their footsteps, wrapped in his woolen chola and tapping his trusty stick. Finding pastures isn't always easy. Some years ago, when he reached his final camping ground at Donspan, it snowed for 2 days without stopping. His animals went without food because the grass was buried deep. He couldn't bear to eat either. If they go hungry, I do too, he says. He begins his long uphill trek from a village called Kalga. After crossing Kir Ganga, Room Singh enters a wild and unspoilt landscape where settlements have musical sounding names. Tunda Bhuj, Thakur Kuan, Patra Ghat, Pandupul, And finally, dawn span. The 60-kilometer journey takes him along the raging Parvati. The bridge across is broken, and there's only one trail ahead. He crosses icy torrents and melting snow bridges. He climbs across steep rock faces and navigates chilly waterfalls. The tinkling of the flock's bells keeps him company in the silence. Here, 13,000 feet up in the Pin Parvati Valley, Room Singh likes to walk in the wide open spaces, collecting firewood and letting his flock graze at its own pace. There's no rush to get anywhere. The air is pure. The water is clear and sweet. Wildflowers are abloom and herbs grow waiting to be picked. Room Singh has seen these high places change over the years. There was a time when no rock could be seen on the mountains nearby because they were always covered by snow. Now, with temperature rising because of climate change, the glaciers are melting away and grassy pastures have become rare. Children, take a pause. Are you experiencing global warming? If so, in what way? And what can you do to stop it? Room Singh worries that if it stops snowing, the rivers will run dry and the world will come to an end. To the Gadi, each stone, each spring, each slope is precious. Room Singh loves the mountains like he does his family and never feels lonely. The shepherd sleeps under the open sky, his flock gathered around him. He wastes little and barely pollutes, taking only what he needs from nature and leaving no trace of his day. Wow! Isn't that wonderful, children? Room Singh knows that the days of his past are drawing to a close. Finding pastures is getting harder, and his animals aren't as healthy as before. With their wool no longer being what it used to be, selling the Gardu blankets and shawls isn't easy like before. A Gadi shepherd migrates to grasslands that are high up, unfit for agriculture. Over the years, the climb has become more difficult with old roots closing down and trees being planted on pastoral grounds. The nomadic way of life of these generations of pastoral wanderers is fast disappearing. Now, the young men in his village see the city as their future. One of his sons is a driver, and his eldest grandchild studies at a local college. But Room Singh continues to walk to the place he feels most at home. This is the end of the story, The Grass Seeker. Hope you liked it, children. Now tell me, who would like to be a grass seeker here? Would you? Or you? This is me, Sarita Shetty, saying goodbye for now. Bye bye.